So this is the second page of the circle notes for I think it's note sheet number 1. So in the last video, I left off with completing the square to rewrite the general form into standard form. And that's actually what we're going to pick up with right now with problem number 4 and problem number 5. So it's in general form right now for problem number 4, which is not terribly convenient to graph, all right? So I am going to collect up my x's. So I've got x squared plus 10x, leave myself a little space. I am going to collect up my y's, so plus y squared plus 4y, again, leave a little space. And then the minus 7, I'm going to go ahead and flip over to the right side, so that would be equals to 7. So if I just complete the square for x, I'm going to take 10, chop it in half, and square it. So 10 chopped in half is 5. 5 squared makes, to complete this square, I need 25 here. But that also means I need 25 on the right side to keep everything balanced. Okay. Then to complete the square for y, I need to take 4, chop it in half. So that'd be 2. 2 squared is positive 4. So plus 4 here. Again, complete the square, or keep it all balanced. Add that 4 to the other side. So let's take a look. Just the x's right here would factor into x plus 5 squared. Okay. Just the y terms here, this would be y plus 2 squared. We're going to go ahead and put the little plus sign between them. And this is equal to 7 plus 25 plus 4 makes 36. So we've taken it and we've converted it from general form to standard form. So now that it's in the right format, we can just pull the center and the radius. So the center here is going to be -5, -2. Remember, it's what's attached to x, but the opposite sign, what's attached to y, again, the opposite sign. And it's always in that order, right? X, Y, it's the same as ordered pair. The equation is equal to 36, so that's r squared, which would make our radius equal to just 6. Okay, so let's go ahead and graph this thing. Now, one thing to be careful about with these graphs is in some cases we have moved the origin, so it's not always the center of the graph. So just make sure you find the origin and then start counting everything so that you don't make a mistake that way. All right. So we've got our origin here. We're going to go -5, -2, which is right here. Okay. And now I need to count 6 in all of my directions. So that's going to be 6 there. That's going to be 6 that way, 6 that way. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 this way. All right. So once we've got the circle marked out for its, basically, almost think about like the, I don't know, it's the highest and lowest and furthest left and right. There's no particular name that I know of for those. So once you've got those marked out, go ahead and do your best to draw in a circle-ish shape, all right? So again, I'm not going to critique you as long as it looks mostly like a circle. It's when it starts looking like a triangle, a trapezoid, I'd probably critique it, okay? All right, problem number 5 is the exact same process. We've got this general form that needs to get converted to standard form. So x squared minus 8x, leave a little space. We've got y squared plus 12y, again, a little space to complete the square. And the +3, when it moves over to the right, becomes -3. Let's see, what will complete the square for x? Well, half of -8 is -4. -4 squared is +16. One thing to keep in mind when you are completing the square, you will always be adding something, because no matter what number you take, as long as you, if it's positive or negative, as long as you square it, it will stay positive, all right, or become positive. So we've added 16 to the left side. Let's go ahead and add 16 to the right. Let's complete the square for y. Let's see, half of 12 is 6. 6 squared makes 36. So plus 36 here. Let's see, if we look just at the x's here, x minus 4 squared. If we look just at the y's here, let's see, y plus 6 squared. Let's give it the plus sign between it. And let's see, negative 3 plus 16 plus 36. I'm feeling like that's 49. Quick double check on the calculator, and it is 49. All right, so we're going to take a second here and get our center. So that's going to be positive 4, negative 6. Radius is going to be 7. 7 squared is 49. All right, this is another one where we've moved the graph. So again, be careful when you go to actually graph this, that you find the origin first. So the origin's right here. So I'm going to go positive 4, negative 6, which looks right there. 7 in all directions. So let's see, 1, 6, 7, 1, 6, 7, 7. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Whoops, just lost it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it was right there. All right, so once you've got the points in place, go ahead and do your best to draw in a circle. One thing I have found is, and I'm not great at it still, as you can tell, but sometimes it helps me to just make the quarters of the circles first. Although clearly this thing got squished a little bit, but hey, we know it's kind of a circle-y shape, all right? So that's how you can graph circles if you have either standard form or if you have general form, convert it to standard and then graph it. For problem number 6 and problem number 7, we're giving you the graph. I'm telling you this is the graph and I want an equation. So what I'm going to do is look to the graph for problem number 6. I'm going to zoom in, all right, and I'm going to find my center first. So the center here is, let's see what we've got here. Let's go ahead and mark this. The center is negative 2, 1, and I'm going to count the radius. Again, from the center in any direction, if we count that out, 1, 2, 3 units, all right, so my radius is 3. Now for problem number 6, I'm going to go ahead and leave the answer in standard form. If it doesn't say, be a little lazy about it and just write it in standard form. All right, if it doesn't say that you have to put it in general form. So let's see what we've got here. X, we're going to go with the opposite of the x value. So plus 2 squared plus y, again, opposite of the y value for the center. So minus 1 squared is equal to whatever your radius squared is. So in this case, that would be 9. All right. So that is the standard form equation, and I am completely happy with that. All right. Again, the directions don't say otherwise, so just it's okay to leave it as is. I'm going to go ahead and slide over to number 7 here. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to identify where my center is. So in this case, what is that? Positive 3, negative 4. Okay, so my center is 3, negative 4. And I want to take a second to count out my radius. So 1, 2, 3, 4 units. Okay. Now for this one, I'm going to actually start it in standard form, and then I'm going to show you how to quickly convert it to general form in case that's a question that's asked of you. So for the center here, we would have x minus 3 squared plus y plus 4 squared is equal to 16. Now, general form, multiply it out, all right? That's what it is. So I'm going to mark this as standard form, all right? So this is standard form, and there's nothing wrong with it for this problem, but you never know what I might ask for on a test or a formative. So let's go ahead and multiply it out. So x minus 3 squared would be x squared minus 6x plus 9. Y plus 4 squared, so that's going to be y squared plus 8y plus 16. and that's going to equal 16. All right. So now it's just a matter of putting your terms in the right order, and you basically do it by degree and alphabetical. So highest degree, and because x comes first alphabetically, you would have x squared plus y squared. Now you're going to move to the first degree terms, and again, go alphabetical. So negative 6x and then positive 8y. And then the last thing to do is collect up your constants. So we have 9, we have 16, and we have 16 on the right side. So you'd have 9 plus 16 minus this 16, because we want to set it equal to 0, which would really just be positive 9. So plus 9 is equal to 0. And this then is our general form. Okay. And again, if the directions don't say one way or another, 100% of the time, I would write it in standard form and box it up and call it done. However, I could ask for general form, so just be aware of that, okay? So this should complete the note sheets number 1. As always, if you have questions or concerns, send me any messages or emails, and I will address them.